Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Adnan Az, and today we will have another topic, which is technical writing process, otherwise known as 3 by 3 writing process in technical writing. Let's move on to what we have today. So technical writing process contains 3 things: pre-writing, writing, and rewriting. Let's have a detailed look on them in the next slide. So we have pre-writing, writing, and then rewriting. So when we talk about pre-writing, it has to be focused on few things. First, determine whether your audience is internal or external. Then write to inform, instruct, persuade, and build trust. Choose a correct communication channel for your audience and purpose. Gather your data. When this pre-writing stuff is done, you then move on to writing stuff, which requires you to organize your content using modes such as problem solution, cause effect, comparison argument, persuasion, analysis, chronology, etc., etc. I mean, these are the ways. Then use figures and tables to clarify the content. Format the content for ease of access. This is what you do in the writing. Then when it comes to the last step, which is rewriting, it calls for test for usability. Revise your draft by adding details, deleting wordiness, simplifying words, enhancing the tone, reformatting your text, proofreading, and correcting errors. Now moving on to what we have to do in the next. Number one thing, we will have a look at each and everything step by step. First of all, we will be having a look at pre-writing, a detailed one, and then writing, and then rewriting. It could be a little longer than you could expect, but this will help you understand it in a much better way. So let's have a look. So when we talk about pre-writing, there has to be planning. Let's go through what we have written there. Plan your communication, spend quality time prior to writing, generate information, and then when you're done, you will get nowhere without pre-writing. This pre-writing process is really, really crucial and pivotal that you follow, because it's not going to help you if you do not plan your writing, if you do not go for the process of pre-writing. That's why they call it pre-writing. So let's have a look. How to pre-write. There are ways. First, examine your purpose. Then number 2, determine your goals. Number 3, consider your audience. Number 4, gather your data. Number 5, determine how the content will be provided. Moving on. Number 1, now here you have the explanation of all what we have here, 5 points, and then here they are with the explanation. Examine your purpose. Know why you are communicating. Is your motivation internal or external? Internal motivation means if you have decided to write on your own accord. External motivation, if you have been asked to write the document. I hope this one's clear. Moving to number 2, determine your goals. Are you communicating to persuade an audience to accept your point of view? Persuade. Are you communicating to instruct your audience by directing actions? Like instruct. Are you communicating to inform an audience of facts, concerns, or questions you might have to inform? Are you communicating to build trust and rapport by managing work relations? Build trust. These goals may overlap, they may be overlapping. Moving on to the next one, here's a chart that you can help yourself and understand yourself. It's going to help you understand how to write this and how to take all 4 things: building trust, persuading people, informing, instructing. So have a quick look at that. You can pause the video here if you want to have a deeper look. I'm moving on. All right, because it's going to be lengthy. Here is a memo, a what we call a sample memo for you to have a look at all the information that you need. I'm not going to go through this. I'm not going to be able to read it right now. All I'm going to do is just show you the little things, little side headings that are written for you. So here, informing the team about the website meeting. Then number 2 here, instructing the team about their responsibilities prior to web design meeting. Then here, next page, persuading the team by helping them understand the importance of this project. Then number 4 here, which is paragraph number 4, building trust to ensure that people enjoy working together and that everyone feels empowered. Now, these are 4 things that we discussed previously are mentioned here, are done and covered in this particular memo. So you can have a look at them as a detailed look at them if you pause this video. I'm moving on to the next one. Now, communicating to persuade. Communicating to persuade, you need to be persuasive if your goal in writing is to change the opinion of others. To change the opinion of others, for example, to write a proposal, a brochure, or a flyer to sell a product. Okay, communicating to instruct. Instructions play an important role in technical communication activity. For example, you may feel the need to write an email providing instructions for correctly following procedure. Moving on. Communicating to inform. You often write emails or letters to inform. For example, a letter of inquiry will inform a vendor about questions you might have regarding their services. And then the other thing, communicating to build trust. Building rapport, empathy, understanding, connection, and confidence is an important component of communication. Moving on. Consider your audience. What you say and how you say is greatly determined by your audience. Are you speaking to high-tech audience, low-tech audience, or lay audience? You'll not write the same way to your boss as you would to your subordinates. That's a very important point to take away. Moving on to number 4, gather your data. The next step after audience analysis is to decide what to say and how to say. You can gather your data by analyzing. Now, there are the steps. You can gather your data by answering the reporters' questions, mind mapping, brainstorming or listing, outlining, storyboarding, creating organization charts, flow charting, researching. Now, these are the ways in which or by which you can collect your data. I'll be showing you a glimpse or you'll have a glance of all these things one by one, all these points or bullet points that I've shown you one by one. I will be quick with them. Because I really wish the video is not very lengthy and boring for you. So let's have it. Now, the first thing. This is the first sample, answering to reporter questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Pause the video here if you would like to go in detail and have an in-depth analysis of this. You can pause it here and continue reading. And I'm moving on to the next thing, which is mind mapping. This is another way of gathering the data. It starts from here, from the middle. Okay, this from picnic thing here. And here is the mind mapping definition. Moving on to the next one. This is called sample listing. It's making kind of list of the things. And then we have another way, sample topic outline, that we discussed, outlining process. This is another way of gathering the data. And another way of gathering data is storyboarding. Here is the step-by-step thing. A sample brochure of storyboarding. Here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6 step-by-step thing. And then we have sample organization chart. Sample organization chart. It starts from the top, and then it is spread right and left, and then there are some other things here below that. And this is another way. And then it could be another way. That was the final one. So number 5 is determine how the content will be provided. It's an important element. Decide the best way to convey your message. Single source. What do you mean by single sourcing? Single sourcing is the development of information, content, in a form that can conveniently be the basis for other forms of content. For example, text prepared for a printed book might be prepared in a form that could also be used without additional authorial involvement or adaptation. This is the example for that one. But that was pre-writing stuff. And now we will be doing writing. Let's move on. Writing lets you package the data, packaged in such a way that the readers can follow your train of thoughts readily and can easily access your data. Writing draft lets you, my apologies, lets the thoughts be organized in some logical and easy to use pattern. For better drafts, the writer must organize and format the text. Let's see what we have next. Now, organization contains how to organize your data. These are the ways. It could be a spatial order. It could be chronological order, order of importance, comparison and contrast, problem solution order, as we previously had that. Now, formats. It could be in margins, font size, font style, division, headings, subheadings, and bullets. Now, the format of your write letter or your draft, it has to be decided. Moving on to the next one, which is rewriting. Now comes the most important part here. So let's have a look at that. Rewriting lets you perfect your text. It refines, hones, sculpts, and polishes the draft, then revise to add any missing details for clarity, delete dead words and phrases for conciseness, simplify unnecessarily complex words and phrases to allow for easier understanding, move around information, cut and paste to ensure that your most important ideas are emphasized, reformat using highlighting techniques to ensure reader-friendly ease of access. Enhance the tone and style of your text. Correct any errors to ensure accurate grammar and content. That's what you need to know. And moving on to nowhere, and then there's task for you. That's all. Thank you very much. I hope it is useful to you for up to some extent, and have a wonderful day.